Boy, you gave me something to believe in. You took all my time and then you just played it. You tried to sell my soul, but the devil was cheating. 'Cause I bought my heart back, it just cost me my sleeping.
Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, welcome. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button while you are here. In this video, I'm going to be teaching you how to make this 3-layer bell sleeve crop top with the tie in the front. So if you are interested, stay tuned. First, we're just going to start by making our pattern pieces. So I do have just some pattern paper laid out here, and this sleeve I cut from an old shirt. I did cut it off and then I opened it up to get this pattern piece, and I'm just going to trace around it, and then we're going to go on with a marker to make it darker, and that's going to give us our perfect arm piece that we need. So we're going to go ahead and just cut that pattern piece out. Next, I'm just taking a basic school ruler, and I'm going to measure from where I want my bells to start to my wrist. So from where I want them to start into my wrist was 7 inches, and from where I want them to start and where I want them to end was 9 inches. So you just want to record those numbers. Next, I'm just going to cut off those 7 inches from the sleeve. So the 7 inches from my wrist to where I want my bells to start, I'm actually going to cut that off of my sleeve pattern piece just like this. Okay, next we're going to make our bell sleeve. So you're just going to lay out the first piece you cut out, which is the sleeve portion. You're going to lay that out on another piece of pattern paper, and you're just going to mark down 9 inches. Well, for me it was 9 inches because that's how long I wanted my bells. That's where I wanted them to end. So I just marked 9 inches all the way around, just like this. I do plan on doing videos on pattern making. I'm still learning them myself, but what I do know, I am more than happy to share with you guys. So I will be doing some of those videos very soon. But you're just gonna go around with your ruler, slide it over inch by inch, and you're just gonna mark at that 9-inch mark every time. And then we're just going to draw a line from the sleeve down to the very first mark, and on the other side as well. And then we're just going to connect our dots, and that is going to give us our first bell sleeve portion. Next, we're going to lay that out, the piece that we just drew, and we're going to lay another piece of pattern paper over it. So now it's time for us to work on our second bell sleeve. And I did mine's about 2.5 inches shorter than I did the first one. So I just went around in that half circle kind of motion, and I just marked at the 2.5 inch mark all the way around. And then you're just going to go ahead and trace the pattern from the first one we drew, but only to where, you know, we cut it off for the second sleeve, or the second ruffle rather. and just connect your dots. And then we have our second piece for our bell sleeve. So I'm just marking, the biggest one as a number 1, second largest as a number 2, and then we're gonna go ahead and make number 3. So same thing here, I just laid out the number 2 pattern and put some more pattern paper over it, and then I marked at the 2-inch mark again from the ruler, and I did that all the way around just like we did with the first and the second piece. And you're basically just going to be repeating the same step that we just did with our second portion, and this is going to give us our last piece to our bells. And I just marked the number 3 on that one. So after you cut those pieces out, you could go ahead. We're going to start with our sleeve. We're going to do our sleeves and our bells, cutting it out on the fabric now. So starting with the sleeve, you just want to fold it in half, and then you're going to place it on your folded fabric, and you're just going to cut around. I gave myself about an inch seam allowance because I'm working with the serger, so sometimes I go overboard making things too tight, so I give myself a little wiggle room. And then I'm just going to take the sleeve that I just cut out and place it on another piece of folded fabric, and we're just going to cut around that to give us our second sleeve. Okay, next we're going to start cutting out our bells. So starting with number 1, I just folded it in half, just like I did with the sleeve. And I placed it on the folded fabric and just cut around. I gave myself about a 1/2 inch seam allowance for the bells, just enough for me to hem them. And then you're going to place that same bell you just cut out on another piece of folded fabric, because we need 2, because we're doing 2 sleeves, so at the end there's going to be 6 bell pieces. When you're all done, they should look just like this. There should be 6 of them. Go ahead and pin the hem, and then you can go ahead and sew them down on all 6 pieces. Next, moving on to the shirt. I did just use the shirt from that I was talking about earlier, that I got my sleeve, and then I just folded it to where I wanted my crop top to stop, and I cut out 3 pieces of that top, because you're going to use 2 of them for the front, because for my fabric, the fabric was so thin I had to use 2 of them for the front. So if you have a thick material and it's not going to be showing all your business, then you can just do 1. You can skip this step. So I did pin 2 of the pieces we just cut out right sides together, and I'm just going to go ahead and sew that all the way around where I pinned. Next, we're going to just fold that in half, and we're going to cut out the front portion. This is where our deep V is going to come in, and this is where we are going to connect our strings for the tie. So you're just going to cut out on a V, starting from the shoulders and going down, just like this. And then you can go ahead and just sew down where I just pointed. closing them up. Then you're gonna flip them right sides out just like this. Make sure you get in them corners because you want, you know, everything to look proper. So you see how I'm pushing the corners out that are supposed to be, you know, in place. I'm just gonna do that on both sides. Okay, next we're gonna connect our front pieces to our back piece. So you're gonna lay the back piece with the right side upward, and then you're just going to pin the front pieces in place like so. And then you're just gonna go ahead and sew exactly where we just pinned. And it should look just like this. Next we're gonna cut our strips. So I did just take like a long piece of fabric and I folded it a few times, just like we will cut any other strips. And if you guys have not done this before, I have a more detailed video that I posted, I think a week or two ago, so you can refer back to that video if you need to know exactly how to cut these strips. I'm doing each one 3.5 inches, and we're gonna do 4 of them. 3.5 inches in width. The length, I can't really tell you how long it was. I do know that it was too long after I finished sewing them, so I ended up cutting them to about 32 inches long. But before that, they were like, oh my god, very long. So we're just gonna take 2 of the 4 pieces and sew them together to make 2 strips instead of 4. And I did go ahead and give it a little cone head at the end. And then we're just gonna flip those inside out. I also have a video that kind of has this method. It's more of the safety pin method, but it's the same. It's pretty much the same. You're just flipping it inside out and you're just working it through. Make sure those corners are nice and sharp at the end. Okay, so you're gonna take the open part of the string and we're going to pin it at the bottom portion of the opening that we cut, just like this. And you're gonna do that on both sides. And I did go ahead and end up using the serger to close the hole, and then I sewed it down with like a straight stitch just to give it a cleaner look. So right there. So then we're just gonna pin and sew all of our bells just like this. Right sides together, you guys. You don't want the hem on the outside. That's just not cute. So make sure this is right sides together on all 6 and just do a straight stitch. And we're gonna do the same for our sleeve. And just sew that down. So everything is right side out now, and we're gonna go ahead and layer our bells. So the key to this is the seams. You want to make sure all the seams are lined up. So you're gonna take the biggest bell first and stuff it inside the middle bell, just like this. So the large one is gonna go inside the medium, and these are all right sides out seams together. And then those 2 are gonna go inside the smallest bell. Right sides out, seams together. Before you guys pin anything, make sure all the seams are lined up. Make sure you have 3 layers. You don't want to just pin 2. Make sure you're pinning all 3 in place. layers. So every time you guys go to put a pin in, count all 3 layers, make sure that they're all in place, and then you pin it in place, and you're going to do that all the way around. So when you're done pinning, it should look just like this. Everything should be stuck together just like that, and just sew all the way around. When you're done, they'll look just like this. Okay, now we're going to connect our bells to our sleeve. So with the sleeve inside out, we're going to put the bell inside the sleeve with the right side out. And those are going to go seam to seam as well. And we're going to pin it all the way around, just like we just did with the bells, but this time it's just 2 layers. The shoulder portion of the sleeve should be on the bottom, just like that. And then we're just going to go ahead and connect our sleeves. I didn't really go into detail for this because I feel like I do sleeves in every video. But I will more than happily do a separate sleeve video for you guys if you need me to. So you're just going to connect the sleeve here like you would do with any other sleeve. And then you're just going to pin around and sew, and then you are all done. And here's your finished product. I absolutely love this top, and I cannot wait to rock it. The sleeves look so good. I probably will tighten it up in the front a little bit more. Thanks for watching. Follow me on Facebook and Instagram. Like, comment, subscribe. I thank you guys for your support, and thank you for watching. Bye.